What's up, YouTube fans? Today, we're going to take a look at the Transformers Kingdom Scorponok and Wingfinger. So these are part of the latest wave of deluxe class figures from the Kingdom show. Unfortunately, the Scorponok did appear in the show, but Wingfinger did not. In fact, I don't think we saw any fossilizers in the show, which kind of furthers my belief or my theory that they got cut short on episodes. And the producers probably wanted to make more, but they couldn't because the contract with Netflix or whatever limited them to 6 episodes. So unfortunately, we never saw this guy in the show. But here he is. He is kind of a bone, fossil type of character. And this guy is original character from the Beast Wars series. And we did see him in the show. So let's start with Wingfinger. It'll be a lot faster and quicker, so we'll just kind of set Scorponok aside for a second. Here's Wingfinger. You do have what appears to be eyes, the blue piece there inside. And then he doesn't really have a mouth. I guess you could call this the mouth. Here's his arms. Got that detail here on the side that makes a rib cage. Or whatever that is. Here's his arm, his hands. I mean, everything looks like bones. You do have kind of a faded color, so it's all different colors throughout. It's not just one color. Here's the side. Here's the back. He's got that pterodactyl head on his back, which will transform a little bit later. He does come with 2 accessories. These 2 bones, which you can use as swords. Now, if he was fighting, he is a Maximal here. There's his Maximal symbol. If he was fighting the Predacons and they had lasers and he's got bones, I'm pretty sure he's going to lose, but that's what they gave him to fight with. Let's go over his articulation really quick. The head is on a ball joint, so it goes up and down. You can also open and close this, but that's really for transformation. You can rotate the head all the way around. Arms are on a ball joint here. Actually, it's a universal joint, so it goes up like this and all the way around. And he does come apart relatively easily, but your rotation at the bicep here. Single jointed elbow gets you 90 degrees. Rotation at the wrist. Going down here, you have 2, 3, or 4 rotations. You have one here, one here. I mean, there's a lot of different places where it rotates. Rotation here at the leg and out to the side. Rotation at the knee. You have a joint here and a joint here, so I mean, it's just because he's made to become weapons for other characters. But the foot can go back and forth, and you can kind of close and open the foot. It works best if you lay it flat, because then he stands the best. Let's get him transformed into his pterodactyl mode. Go ahead and take the head off. Take these bones out of the hands. We're going to unpeg this from the top. Open these up and then push these down like that. Take the bones you just took out. Those are going to go into here and those are going to make the wings. You can kind of see how they fit the shape here. So it actually fits in only one way. If you put it the other way, it doesn't quite fit correctly. All right. Go ahead and take the head. That's going to plug in right here. There is a joint right there, so just get that plugged in there. And that's going to make the head. Take the tail piece here, close down on the head here, rotate this upwards. There's 2 tabs right here. This is going to fit into those tabs. You have to get this universal joint rotated properly, but you can get it in. Same on this side. Again, you have to get that rotated properly and then tabbed in. And you kind of want to tab it in pretty securely because otherwise it pops out. But there you go. Give that a nice squeeze so it's secure. Rotate those back like that, straight. Take this part, and this is going to fit into here. Like so. And you can kind of adjust this however you like. It looks best with the wings kind of angled back like that, and then the claws kind of sticking forward. But there you have Wingfinger in his pterodactyl bone fossilizer mode. You can open up the mouth here, but it clicks shut, so you can either have it open all the way like that, or closed. That's kind of the choices. The head goes up and down on this joint, rotates around. The wings rotate here, here, here. I mean, there's a million joints there. You can kind of get it however you like. And you can get the claws kind of folded downwards. The legs do articulate, so if you want him standing, you can stand him up. You just take these feet. Oops. And sometimes this comes out, but so you take these feet, you can fold those flat. Bring the head down. You can kind of fold up the wings however you like. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but there you go. There's him. And you can stand on his own. There you go. So that is it for Wingfinger. We're probably not going to spend any other time, other than to show he can be used as a weapon, so we'll just set that aside for now. So here is Scorponok, the main event here on this review. Let's take a look at the details. You do have some nice gold, purple, silver. There's really a lot of paint on there. I was really surprised how much paint they applied to this guy. More gold there, gold accents here, gold on the legs, darker purple around the edge of the knees there. Here's the back. You do have a lot of waffliness back here, but overall pretty good looking as a robot. If you open up these claws, you can see there's tabs in there, and that's because it comes with some weapons. So you can take these missiles. They are painted red, and that fits in right there. And then you can take the little bee, bug, whatever. And this is actually painted too, so you can see the detail on there. You've got purple wings, red eyes, and it looks like a little fly or bug. What am I? Bug expert. So there you go. And he looks good with those weapons. You can fire those off and take care of his enemies. He was also a drone in the Kingdom cartoon, so he actually appeared without these colors, just kind of grayed out. And there were drones of him. So that was interesting. I didn't think they would use this character as a drone, but they did. Let's go over his articulation. The head can rotate all the way around. It does go up just a bit, but it snaps back down, so I don't know. It's kind of a weird joint. I'm not sure how it's set up there, but it looks like they wanted it to have articulation, but it's very, very minimal. Our arms rotate on this joint, go up and down, and these are on ball joints. You can just pop them back on. Rotate it at the bicep. Single jointed elbow gives you 90 degrees. So the hands do rotate at the wrist. You can open these up, and you can kind of aim this however you like. If you want it like that, or on the side. I think on the side makes the most sense, but whatever you prefer. And the shoulders do go up and down here on this joint as well. You have a waist rotation. It's just a little bit limited by the tail here. It tends to get in the way, but you can rotate. The legs go up to there, back to there, out to the side, of course hindered by this backpack. Now you can configure this kind of however you like. So these legs do fold up kind of compactly on the back, but it does sometimes hinder their articulation. So you may want to move these. I thought this was the best looking, or the least, obtrusive. Anyway, continuing down, you have a single jointed knee, but it bends way past 90 due to the transformation. The ankles tilt on a pin joint, which I'm worried about over time. That's probably not going to hold, but right now it's fine. And then you can go back and forth on this joint here. The feet are not symmetrical because of the way they transform. This one's actually a rubber tip, or this is a hard plastic. And I'll show you later why. But that is slightly different between the two legs. A quick size comparison, there is Scorponok next to Optimus Primal from the same Kingdom line. You can see he is a smaller character, deluxe class versus a Voyager class, but fits in good scale for this toy line. Makes sense. All right, now let's get Scorponok transformed into his beast mode. Go ahead and take the hands, close those up. I'm going to get the arms, just rotate it out to the side for now. Come to the head here, lift this up. You're going to open up this panel here. Fold the head downwards, and this panel is just going to meet up with the top of the head. That's all it does. A little bit weird. I was kind of confused when I first did that, but that is how it goes. Come to the back here, you can take all of these legs and fold them out. They don't really show you exactly how to put these legs. This is how I put it. It seems to be the most compact. But fold all those legs out. That'll allow you to lift up this panel here. You can fold out the scorpion head from here. It is a little bit tricky to get out there, but you can kind of use that edge to push it out. Take this front part, and that's going to just sit down there, like so. Take the arms, they're going to fold inwards. Same on this side. Fold that inwards. And again, you can orient this kind of however you want, but I think that looks best. Come to the back here. We're going to pull this downwards. And we're going to rotate the one with the rubber tipped toe towards the back. And that's going to basically end up sitting inside of the tail. So go to get that. And this has to meet into here. So the top of the crotch is going to end up in there. So get that pegged in. And it goes in relatively easily. Take this part, fold that back, and then get the rubber toe through. So it should look like that. So you can see the toe came through, and then the other part's back here. Then take this part, that's going to fold down into here, straighten out the toe. Anyway, take the legs and push them down on this panel here. So this panel right here just rocks back and forth. Straighten out the legs as best as you can. And there is Scorponok in his beast mode. You can see you got some nice paint and coloring there. There's some variation here, a little bit darker. Got the red for the eyes, red for the fangs here. Got the same thing for the claws, we just rotated them this way. Some nice purple detail here. And then red back here, I believe it's just plastic. The tail moves a little bit. You can curve it inwards or whatever. You can rotate this around. I think it looks best like that. But because the leg is inside the tail, you can't really move it that much. These legs do move, but for the most part, they don't really land on the ground. He's really sitting on top of this piece right there. That's what's hitting the ground. And the legs you're just sort of putting there, placing onto the ground as best as you can. You do have the same articulation on the arms, so this joint here and this joint here, can straighten that up. You can rotate the claw, and you can open that up all the way to reveal the missiles inside, or the bee inside, whatever the thing is. But overall, pretty simple beast mode. And for comparison, there it is next to Wingfinger in its pterodactyl mode. So final thoughts on Scorponok and Wingthing. Let's start with the positives. I think there's some nice paint on Scorponok. They didn't skimp on the head or on the body. At least from the front, I think it looks pretty good, both in the robot mode and the beast mode. Transformation's relatively simple. You do get a couple accessories here. That's about it. Negatives wise, it's just so fiddly. There's so many little bits and parts. These little ball joints pop off. It just doesn't feel very good. I mean, it stands good, which is at least that's a positive. But overall, I just don't love it. Maybe it's because I don't love the character design, and you have to be a Beast Wars fan to really enjoy and love this. But me personally, it's not for me. Same with their wing thing. I just, the design is so weird. It works fine in this pterodactyl mode, and it works fine in the robot mode, but it just is so weird and dangly and awkward. So not for me personally. But for those that like Beast Wars and have a love for this character from the original cartoon, of course you're going to get this with the rest of your Kingdom collection. Wingthing, on the other hand, I don't think is necessary unless you're building one of those big fossilizer combiners. So that's really it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.